Hi, I'm Allison K. Hymas, and I'm the author of The Explorer's Code, a new book about 3 kids who solve a mystery in a spooky old house by working together to solve codes and puzzles. Let's learn about codes and ciphers and have some fun. In order to solve today's code, you need to curl up with a good book, but in this case, a very specific good book. Today we're going to be talking about the Ottendorf cipher, which is also known as the book cipher. This is another form of a substitution cipher, but instead of letters or numbers being substituted for other letters or numbers, this time we have numbers replacing entire words. So how does this work? And why do we call it the book cipher? In this case, the code's key is a specific book. So we're going to use this book for an example. So this is Treasure Island. We're going to start with this. This is going to be our example text, our key. When you use a book code, both the writer of the code and the intended reader have a copy of the exact same book. The message is encrypted in a series of numbers in sets of 3. So most commonly, these numbers will refer to the page of the book, the line on that page, and the word in that line. So suppose we have the numbers 50, 6, and 7. That's going to tell me that the word is on the 50th page, the 6th line on that page, and it is the 7th word on that line. So what I would do is I would go to page 50. So we got page 50. Line 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we count over 7 words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the word that we have here is clean. So the answer to that cipher code would, that piece of the cipher, we would solve that for clean. All right, the strength of the cipher comes, of course, from the strength of the book. So if it's an uncommon book, fewer people would have copies of it, and the cipher only works if both people have the exact same book. That number would not give me the same answer if I picked up a different book. If I picked up Harry Potter or Percy Jackson or something else. Also, you might also have a book with multiple editions. Like, for example, Treasure Island has been published many times, and every time it gets published, the page numbers, the lines, the words can change. It can complicate the order, the cipher. So if that's the case, then both people need to have the exact same edition of the book in order for the cipher to work. There is another way of handling this cipher where it becomes less dependent on edition. So you could say the first number refers to the chapter, the second number refers to the paragraph, and then the third number refers to the word in that paragraph. That is a way that will eliminate the need for different editions of a book. Of course, it does make it less secure. Also, another thing about this cipher is that it is dependent on the words in the book. So if you want to use the word dragon in your message, for example, you have to choose a book that uses the word dragon somewhere in it. Otherwise, there's no way you can code for that. You might be able to get creative and use words like drag and on and hope that your reader knows what you mean, but that is dependent also on your reader knowing what you mean. So book codes can be really powerful, they can be really effective as long as you and your reader have the right copies and as long as the book contains the words that you need to code. So because of that last caveat, the most commonly used books for the book cipher are the dictionary, which has every word, and the Bible, which is long and has a large variety of words as well. There are also common books that anybody might have, and therefore you can be pretty certain that the person that you're sending your code to has a copy of one of those. Another famous example. So how have book codes been used in the past? A famous example of a book used in a book cipher is Sir William Blackstone's Commentaries on the Laws of England. This book was used in the Arnold cipher. It was a book code used by Benedict Arnold during the American Revolution. Benedict Arnold, the traitor. But he did use a book code. That is a historical example of this being used. So this cipher is a pretty fun one to create and to decode. So try it out. Try finding a book that you enjoy and Plot the locations of each word of your message by page, line, and word in that line, and see if somebody else can use that same book to decode your message. All right, next time we're going to talk about a cipher that is found in a book, but it's not one that you need a book to solve. So stay tuned.